It started with a photo. Just one. Blurry, unexpected, taken outside a hotel in Scottsdale. Meri Brown standing close to a man no one recognized. Not Kody, not a family friend. But someone new. And this time she wasn't hiding. This time she wanted the world to know. Because what Meri reveals in court, and what this man, Ron, brings with him, will change the entire Brown family dynamic forever. Did Meri finally move on? Or is this her secret revenge plan playing out in real time? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think this is Meri's new beginning or her final strike? It all started with a photo. Not staged, not approved. Just a blurry snapshot caught outside a Scottsdale hotel. Meri Brown standing beside a tall, silver-haired man. He wasn't Kody, he wasn't a friend of the family. He was someone entirely new. And this time, Meri didn't flinch from the camera. She smiled. That was the beginning. The part that would spin the entire sister-wives story off its hinges. Now, inside a packed Arizona courtroom, Meri walks in holding hands with that same man. Her steps are firm. Her expression isn't defensive. It's focused, controlled. She's wearing navy blue, not her usual soft tones. And her posture screams something louder than words. "Watch me now!" Whispers ripple instantly through the courtroom. That's not Kody. That's not a cousin or a lawyer. He's seated beside her at the legal table. Robyn turns pale, nudging Kody. "Who is that man?" she hisses. Kody doesn't answer. His jaws clench too tight to move. His fingers dig into the table edge like he's trying to break it off. The judge hasn't even called the hearing to order yet, and Kody's lawyer is already up on his feet, voice booming. "Your Honor, we were not notified of any additional representation or witnesses from Ms. Brown." The judge raises a brow. Meri rises slowly, all grace and calm. "He's not a witness," she says. "He's Ron McAllister, my financial consultant, and my partner." The word echoes like a gunshot. Kody's breath hitches. Robyn's mouth falls open. Janelle leans forward with the smallest smirk. The man beside Meri isn't just someone new. He's the first real threat Kody's ever faced inside this courtroom. Ron sits quietly, unreadable. Crisp suit, a clean leather folder resting on the table in front of him. When he speaks, it's only to the judge. "We'd like to enter these documents into evidence." The folder opens. Gold-stamped seal. 14 pages. The title reads, "Assessment of Coyote Pass Land Valuation and Distribution, prepared for Meri Brown." The courtroom shifts. Audible gasps. Journalists' pens scratch louder. Robyn's hand flies up like she's going to say something, but no words come. Kody explodes. "You're using this circus to parade your boyfriend in here and accuse me of what? Property theft?" The judge slams the gavel once, twice. "Mr. Brown, control yourself." Kody stares at Meri, seething. She doesn't blink. She doesn't need to scream. Her silence is more terrifying than any outburst Robyn's ever delivered. Flashback to 5 months earlier. Meri was sitting alone on the back porch of a rented Flagstaff townhouse. Her inheritance, what was supposed to be invested into her share of Coyote Pass, was missing. She asked Kody about the land split. He said it was still being processed. She asked again. Robyn said, "Just trust us." But Meri's gut screamed louder than their words. That night, she searched for asset recovery firms. And one name popped up again and again, Ron McAllister, Las Vegas. Ron wasn't flashy online. No viral videos, no interviews, just cold hard results. Land recovery, divorce audits, LLC tracing. Within 2 days, Meri had sent every document she could find. Within 3, Ron responded. "You've got fraud in your house," he said. "And it's closer than you think." That's when she knew. She hadn't been forgotten. She'd been erased. Back in court, Ron stands. "We've identified property transfers made under a forged power of attorney dated 2020. This document allowed 2 plots originally, in Meri Brown's name, to be placed into an LLC linked to Robyn." "Sullivan Brown!" Another collective gasp. The judge leans forward. "Forged?" "Yes," Ron replies. "We found a digital match to Meri's old mortgage document from 2006. The signature was copied and embedded. It's not real." Christine grabs Janelle's wrist. Robyn's lips tremble, her eyes darting from Kody to the judge to Meri. "That's not true," she mumbles. "That's not... no one would..." But no one's listening to her now. Everything Robyn spent years whispering in Kody's ear is now being shouted back in front of the court. Kody tries to deflect. "These documents weren't in my control. I didn't oversee the legal stuff." The judge lifts a brow. "But you signed off on them." Ron flips to page 6. And that's your signature there, right? Kody squints, then hesitates, then lies. I don't remember signing that. Meri finally speaks. Her voice cuts like glass. You never forget the signatures you fake, Kody. You only forget the people you betray. Robyn stands now, clinging to the edge of her table. We didn't do this. This is all being twisted. Meri's just mad about the past. Meri turns slowly. Mad? She says. Try violated. The judge calls a 10-minute recess, but no one moves. The energy in the room is thick. Reporters outside are already sending updates. Meri Brown's new man blows lid off land deal. One anchor blurts into a live mic. What started as gossip about Meri's boyfriend has now shifted into a full-on legal. Grenade aimed at Kody and Robyn's financial empire in the hallway. Kody grabs Robyn's arm hard. Why didn't you tell me about the signature? He hisses. Robyn's eyes widen. You think I knew? I thought you handled all that with the accountant. The walls are closing in. The secrets, the lies, the paper trails, they're all catching up. Inside, Meri watches the door, her fingers still wrapped around Ron's hand. Her heart beats slow, steady. This isn't panic. This is her plan unfolding. Ron leans in. You ready for the next phase? Meri nods. Christine takes the stand next. He raises a brow. And? She's going to testify about the night they told her I was out of the will. Ron's eyes gleam. Then let's make sure the world hears it. You thought Meri bringing a new man was just her moving on, but it's actually her revenge plan disguised as romance. The judge returns. Everyone stands. Next witness, Christine Brown. And just like that, every camera lens locks on the courtroom door as it swings. Open, Christine enters. And she's holding something that looks like a journal with Kody's. Handwriting on the cover, what Christine is about to read could destroy more than just reputations. It could expose the final betrayal, the one even Meri doesn't know yet. Christine Brown steps into the courtroom like a quiet storm. Not hurried, not afraid, but with the weight of someone who's been holding in too much for far too long. Her heels echo against the floor. All eyes are on the book in her hands. It's small, leather-bound, worn at the edges. But the initials burned into the cover are clear as daylight. KB Kody Brown. Meri straightens in her seat, suddenly aware of how tense the room has become. Ron leans forward slightly, whispering, Is that his? Meri doesn't answer. She already knows the truth. Her gut tells her this is the thing that changes everything. Christine is sworn in. Her voice cracks slightly as she says her name. The judge gives her a nod of encouragement. You brought a document with you today? The attorney asks. Christine holds up the book. This isn't just a document. It's a journal. From Kody's office. One he told us he destroyed years ago. Gasps ripple across the gallery. Kody's head snaps toward her. Robyn freezes. Christine turns to the judge. Your Honor, this journal contains entries about land negotiations, will discussions, and meetings that were never disclosed to all the wives. It proves that decisions were made without Meri and that the documents Ron presented were intentional. Everyone thought the fire started with Meri, but now Christine is throwing gasoline on what's already burning. The judge grants permission to read aloud. Christine flips to a marked page. Her voice steadies. September 12th, 2021, she begins. Robyn said it's cleaner this way, that Meri's too emotional to handle land ownership. I agree. We'll use the POA from the old mortgage file. She won't notice. Just need to get the LLC name updated. The courtroom goes silent. Robyn's eyes fill instantly. That's not true. That's taken out of context. The judge slams the gavel. One more outburst and you'll be removed. Meri closes her eyes. That date, she remembers it. She'd been in Utah visiting her mother's grave. She came back and everything felt off. Kody was distant. Robyn wouldn't look her in the eye. Now she knows why. They didn't just cut her out. They planned it. Together, Ron scribbles something down. Meri doesn't even flinch. Her face is unreadable, but her chest rises and falls with steady control. Christine flips to another page. October 5th, 2021. She reads, If we get Lot B12 and Lot C3 under the new LLC, Robyn's kids are secured. We'll say it's for tax reasons. Janelle's getting suspicious. Might have to bring her in later. Kody stands up suddenly. Your Honor, I move to dismiss this as fabricated. But Christine is already reading more. Meri asked about her plot today. I told her nothing's changed. She believes me. For now. The judge looks at Kody. You wrote this? Kody hesitates. I may have kept notes, but these are private thoughts. Christine snaps the book shut. You don't get to hide behind private after what you did to Meri. Sometimes the quietest woman holds the loudest receipts. And today, Christine is done being quiet. Robyn finally breaks. We didn't do it to hurt her, she cries. We did it to keep the family together. Meri turns, tears in her eyes, but no softness in her voice. You kept the family together by erasing me from it. The judge calls for a recess, but no one moves. Reporters flood out to update headlines. Christine reads secret journal. Kody's betrayal written in his own words. Outside, fans gather around their phones, watching live clips and tweeting reactions in real time. Inside, Kody sits frozen. Robyn grips his hand, but he won't look at her. Christine steps down and takes a seat behind Meri. She places the journal in her lap and whispers, I've been holding this for too long. I'm sorry, Meri's voice is low. Don't be. You just saved me. It's no longer about land or trust funds. It's about truth. And that's what they can't hide anymore. Ron stands and hands the judge a document. Based on these journal entries, we request a forensic handwriting analyst to confirm authorship. We also request a freeze on all transactions tied to the family LLC until this matter is settled. The judge reviews it. Motion under consideration. Bring in the next witness. The door opens, and in walks someone no one expected. Dayton. Robyn's son. Grown now. In a suit, nervous but determined, he walks to the front. And in his hand is a USB drive. They thought they buried Meri with silence. But now her resurrection is being filmed. In court. By her enemy's own son? Christine looks to Meri, stunned. Ron's brow arches. Robyn grips the table in disbelief. Dayton clears his throat. I have something to play for the court. I think it matters. This isn't just Meri's battle anymore. The children are starting to speak. And what Dayton recorded may end the Brown Empire once and for all. Dayton stands at the front of the courtroom, shoulders stiff, hands shaking slightly as he grips the small black USB. He doesn't look at Robyn. He can't. She's sitting just 20 feet away, frozen in disbelief, her fingers white-knuckled on the table. Kody leans back, jaw clenched. The color drains from his face faster than he can hide it. Mr. Dayton Brown, the judge says gently, do you understand what you're about to present? Dayton nods. His voice is barely above a whisper. Yes, Your Honor, this recording, it wasn't meant to be heard, but I think it needs to be. The courtroom shifts. Chairs creak. Cameras zoom in. Even Meri leans forward. She's not breathing. Ron's eyes narrow as he watches Dayton load the file into the court computer. The screen flashes blue. A title appears, Living Room Feed, March 18th, 2022. Robyn jolts upright. No. That's private, she blurts out. This isn't legal. The judge doesn't flinch. The recording is from your home? Yes, Dayton replies. But I didn't install it for spying. It was a CC cam. For security, he swallows. I forgot it was running. Until I found this clip 2 weeks ago. Sometimes, the most damning evidence is the one no one knew existed, until the person you raised decides to press play. The courtroom goes dead quiet. The screen comes to life. We see Robyn pacing the living room. Kody is on the couch, rubbing his temples. They're arguing, not loudly, but with that cold, familiar sharpness. Robyn says, I don't want to fake anything anymore. We've moved Meri's lot. We told her she'd still get a parcel, but we both know that's never happening. Kody groans. You think I care about Meri's feelings at this point? I gave her the POA, I made it work, and now she's out. It's done. Robyn snaps back. You promised we'd use the LLC for my kids. Not Meri, not Christine. This was supposed to be our future. Every eye in the courtroom is locked on the screen. Every mouth hangs open. Every breath is shallow. This isn't speculation anymore. This is confession, Meri gasps, audible. Christine covers her mouth. Even Janelle, seated beside her, mutters, Oh my God! The clip plays on. Kody continues. I'll call the notary again. He owes me. He did the first signature, he'll do it again if we need it. But if Meri starts digging, it's on you. Robyn's voice cracks. She won't. She's too emotional. She always folds. Kody spits. Then keep her distracted. Invite her to another therapy call. Fake concern. I don't care. The clip ends. Silence. A deep, stomach-dropping, truth-soaked silence that not even the judge knows how to interrupt. The courtroom doesn't need lawyers anymore. The tape did the talking. Dayton sits down, visibly trembling. He doesn't look at his mother. Robyn is shaking her head, muttering, No, like a broken record. Kody doesn't speak. His arms are crossed, face unreadable, but it's clear. The walls have finally closed in. Meri stands slowly. She's not angry, not even triumphant, just heartbreakingly calm. I spent years thinking I was the crazy one. I thought I misunderstood paperwork, misread your tone, misjudged the silence. But it was all real. You two were lying, and you used your own son's home to plan it. Robyn tries to speak. But Meri raises a hand. Don't speak, not to me. Not ever again. There are betrayals. And then there are wounds so deep they echo in your children's eyes. The judge exhales. This court will call for a recess. 30 minutes. When we return, I will issue a preliminary injunction on all Brown Family LLC land transfers. This evidence is now under official review. The courtroom empties slowly. Ron wraps his arm around Meri as they step into the hallway. Reporters are shouting questions. Did you know about the tape? Is Dayton okay? Will Kody be charged? Inside, Robyn finally breaks. She leans into the table, sobbing uncontrollably. Kody doesn't comfort her. He just stares at the floor, lips pressed thin. Christine walks past, glancing down once. Your empire is built on lies, she says coldly. And now it's collapsing. You can silence a woman, but not a recording. And Dayton just became the unintentional whistleblower of a decade-long betrayal. In a quiet conference room across the hall, Meri turns to Ron. I can't believe he said those things. About me, about the notary. Ron slides over a folder. We just subpoenaed the notary. If Kody paid him to fake anything, we'll know by tomorrow, Christine adds. And I know the accountant who processed those land papers. She'll talk if we push. Janelle enters, holding a flash drive of her own. I've got emails, screenshots. They thought we'd never compare notes. What once was a fractured sisterhood is slowly turning into a courtroom alliance. And this time, the wives aren't backing down. Back inside the courtroom, Kody pulls Robyn aside. Why didn't you tell me the camera was on? She shakes her head, mascara running. I didn't know. Dayton never said anything. He must have been watching us. Kody slams his hand against the wall. We're finished. Robyn looks at him, lips trembling. No, we're not. We can fix this. Kody laughs bitterly. You think we're walking out of this with anything left? Suddenly, the bailiff steps in. Court reconvenes in 5. Everyone regathers, but before they sit, the judge announces a sealed envelope has been submitted. It's addressed to Meri from an anonymous sender. Inside, a single sheet of paper and a photo showing the original will Kody claimed was destroyed years ago. Meri unfolds it. Her hands don't shake. She reads one name typed clearly beside the Coyote Pass airline. It isn't Robyn's children, it's Leon, her child. And the signature beside it isn't forged, it's Kody's. They tried to erase her. But now, Meri has proof that she was always meant to inherit. And the only thing standing in her way is the lie Kody told to hide it. The courtroom settles as Meri rises, the sealed envelope still clutched in her hand. The paper inside trembles, not from her hand, but from the truth it holds. She takes a deep breath, her voice trembling only slightly as she addresses the judge. Your Honor, she says, I've just received new evidence. I request it be entered into the record immediately. The judge nods. Bring it forward. Meri walks slowly to the bench, her heels echoing like a countdown. She hands over the envelope. Inside, a single typed page from the original family estate document. The name listed as primary heir to Meri's Coyote Pass share is clear, Leon Brown. And beside that name is Kody's signature, handwritten, inked, and dated. Kody jolts forward. That can't be... The judge holds up a hand. Mr. Brown, I will ask for silence while I review this. Christine turns slowly in her seat. Her eyes narrow. So Leon was always meant to inherit, she whispers. And they tried to cut them out entirely. Janelle leans forward. Robyn said there was no original copy. Meri doesn't sit. She stays standing, facing Kody now, her voice sharper. You told me that will was destroyed. You looked me in the eyes and said Leon wasn't included because we never finalized anything. And the whole time, this existed. Kody's face is pale, lips parted but no words forming. When a lie is exposed, it doesn't just ruin a plan. It rewrites the entire past. The judge clears his throat. Is this your signature, Mr. Brown? Kody's mouth opens, closes. He finally says, It might be. The courtroom erupts with whispers. Meri steps closer, her voice rising now. You gave Leon hope. You gave me peace. You wrote this down and then you let her, she nods toward Robyn, convince you to erase us. Robyn jumps in. I didn't erase anyone. Kody told me that will was never signed. Christine stands now too. Then why was it hidden in a sealed envelope? And why did it show up today? The judge slams his gavel. Enough. He looks back at the document. This court will require a handwriting expert to confirm authenticity. Until then, the contents of this document will be treated as valid testimony. This may alter the chain of inheritance. Kody explodes. So now what? You're saying everything I've built, the entire structure I created for Robyn's kids, means nothing? The judge doesn't blink. I'm saying the foundation of that structure was rotten. The power dynamic flips in an instant, from patriarch to defendant. From silence to screams, Robyn wipes her tears, desperate now. Leon was never supposed to stay involved. They left. They walked away from the family. Meri whirls around. They walked away because you made them feel like they weren't family. Because you two sat in your mansion and rewrote the rules without the rest of us. Dayton watches quietly from the gallery. He knows now, more than ever, that the mother he thought was the victim may have written the playbook for betrayal. The courtroom. Tension hits a breaking point when Ron steps forward. Again, we've traced the mailing. Origin of the envelope, he tells the judge. It came from Farmington, New Mexico, and was postmarked under the name C. Allred. That's the notary who allegedly signed the altered deed. Everyone freezes. Robyn gasps. No, that's not possible. He moved years ago. I haven't spoken to him. Ron replies calmly. He didn't move. We spoke to him this morning. Robyn's world isn't just unraveling. It's caving in on itself. Brick by forged brick, Christine mutters under her breath. She's going to lose it. The door opens, and in walks the notary himself, Calvin Allred. A quiet, balding man in a denim shirt and worn slacks. He looks downcast. Guilty. Your Honor, he says, clearing his throat. I'd like to make a voluntary statement. Robyn rises fast. No, he's lying. The judge motions for silence and lets him speak. I notarized 2 documents in 2021, Calvin says. One was legit, the land deed signed by Meri. The second wasn't. I was paid $3,000 to stamp a blank signature sheet as if Meri had been present. She wasn't, gasps again. Cameras flash. Meri clutches her chest. Calvin continues, I was told it was just a placeholder, that it would be swapped later. But when I saw this case on the news, I knew what I did was wrong. He looks at Meri, his voice cracking. I'm sorry. I didn't know what they were using it for. There it is. The smoking gun, the forged signature, the proof, the betrayal confirmed in public under oath. The judge nods gravely. Mr. Allred, you are now under oath and subject to criminal charges. But your statement will be included in this hearing. Robyn is shaking. Kody slams his fist into the table, his voice thundering across the courtroom. You had no right. You don't understand the pressure I was under. I was trying to protect my kids. Meri fires back instantly. By stealing from your other kids? Christine shouts, by forging your wife's name? Even the judge has to raise his voice. Enough. There's a silence so sharp it feels like glass shattering. Kody finally sits, crumbling under the weight of it all. The judge speaks slowly. This court will now consider issuing a restraining order on all financial activity within the Brown Family Trust. Additionally, the ownership of Coyote Pass will be reevaluated in light of today's testimonies and the presented will. Janelle, Christine, and Meri exchange a glance. It's not relief, not yet, but it's a start. Robyn leans into Kody, whispering, Say something. Fix this. But Kody doesn't even look at her. His eyes are on the journal, the USB stick, the forged paper, the envelope. This isn't just the fall of a family. It's the public collapse of a lie 15 years in the making. The judge stands. Court will adjourn for today. Tomorrow, we'll hear from the trust's original executor and determine whether criminal fraud charges will be pursued. Everyone begins to rise, but Meri stays seated, gripping that paper with Leon's name on it, and under her breath, she says, You tried to erase us, but my child's name will live longer than your empire ever did. And just as Meri walks out of court, the clerk hands the judge a last-minute filing, one submitted anonymously, containing 12 new pages from the original trust. We don't see what's inside yet, but the judge's expression darkens as he reads the first line, because what's buried in those pages could tie Robyn to something even deeper than forgery. The judge doesn't speak for a full minute. He holds the new set of documents in his hand, 12 stapled pages, slightly curled, each marked with the seal of the original Brown Family Trust. No one knows who submitted them. No name, no return address. Just a simple, chilling label. Amended trust schedule. Not filed. He adjusts his glasses, flips to the second page, and exhales slowly. Ladies and gentlemen, he begins, his voice low and level. The court has just received new evidence that may dramatically alter the scope of this trial. Everyone freezes. Meri and Christine exchange a look. Janelle tightens her grip on the edge of the bench. Kody raises his head slowly, like a man watching a trap close. These 12 pages, the judge continues, appear to be from the original trust binder, but they contain references to a secondary entity, a hidden financial structure filed under the name CBR Holdings LLC. Robyn jolts in her seat. The acronym hangs in the air, CBR Christine Brown. Robyn? The courtroom murmurs. Cameras flash. Even the stenographer's hand twitches as she catches up. Ron leans in toward Meri, whispering, "That's a shell company." But it wasn't listed in any of the court disclosures. Which means they hid it, Meri says flatly. It's not just about land anymore. It's about deception on a corporate level. The judge reads aloud. Page 7 references quarterly disbursements made from the Brown Trust to CBR Holdings, beginning in 2020 and ending in 2023, amounts totaling over $1.8 million. Janelle stands without waiting for permission. That's our money. That's the retirement we never saw. That's why the taxes didn't match, Kody stammers. This is ridiculous. That LLC isn't mine. It's probably a typo, Ron cuts in. It was registered in Nevada. But the mailing address? Flagstaff. Same zip code as Robyn's mansion. Robyn's mouth opens, then closes. For the first time, she doesn't deny it. Her hands begin to shake. Meri stands. You said there were no extra accounts. You told us every dime was spoken for. And all along, you had a back door, Christine chimes in. We thought the trust was being mismanaged. But you were funneling it, the judge interrupts. Let's be clear. This goes beyond family conflict. If these documents are authenticated and the funds were taken without consent, we're not just dealing with fraud. We're dealing with embezzlement. The word lands like a grenade. Robyn gasps. Kody's eyes widen. For the first time, they realize this isn't just a trial. This could become an arrest, the judge continues. The court is issuing an immediate forensic audit of all Brown Family Trust distributions from 2019 to 2024. All parties are hereby ordered to freeze financial activity. Any attempts to move funds will be considered obstruction. Kody explodes. You can't do that. This is our family business. That money was used for legitimate expenses, Ron responds calmly. Then you have nothing to worry about, right? The judge leans forward. Mr. Brown, can you explain this line? He holds up the document. It reads, CBR Holdings authorized use of property renovation budget for private decor and entertainment purposes. See invoice number 4915. Arizona Estate, Theater and Spa Wing. Robyn's eyes snap open. That's not fair. That wasn't from the trust. But she stops. Too late. The silence is deafening. They didn't just siphon money. They used it to upgrade their lifestyle, while telling the other wives there wasn't enough to divide Coyote Pass. Janelle turns to Robyn, voice trembling with rage. While I was living in an RV, you were building a home theater with trust money? Christine mutters, it's always been about her comfort. Meri is quiet. Still, devastated. The judge speaks again. Robyn Brown, you are hereby ordered to surrender financial records for CBR Holdings within 48 hours. Failure to comply will result in contempt charges. Robyn finally stands. I didn't know everything. Kody handled the trust. Kody turns on her, eyes blazing. Don't you dare throw me under the bus. And just like that, the alliance collapses. They're not partners anymore. They're co-defendants, scrambling for different exits in the same burning room. Ron asks for the court to reconvene the next day to present a digital trail. Emails, texts, wire transfers. The judge approves, but before dismissing the court, the judge turns to Meri. There's a note on the last page. It's handwritten. Would you like me to read it or seal it privately? Meri hesitates. Read it. The judge lifts the page. In Kody Brown's own handwriting, this structure guarantees Robyn and her kids will have full security. Meri is too unstable. Leon's future is uncertain. Remove them from priority. Don't tell the others. Meri doesn't blink. She doesn't cry. She just whispers, Thank you. Robyn turns to Kody, trembling. You wrote that? He says nothing. Christine leans over to Janelle. I think we've just witnessed his final confession. The court will resume tomorrow. But today, something irreversible has already happened. The veil has dropped. The scheme is in the open. And the women aren't just suing. They're about to press charges. As the room empties, Ron looks over to Meri. "We're winning," he says softly. Meri shakes her head. "We haven't even started, because next, the accountant who processed those payments is about to take the stand, and she has the final invoice. The one that lists where every dollar really went. And it includes a name that none of them ever expected the courtroom doors swing open with a kind of finality. No whispers now, no scattered movement. Everyone is waiting. The tension isn't thick anymore. It's sharp, controlled, ready to cut. The judge calls the session to order. Ron adjusts his tie. Meri sits back straight. Christine rests a calming hand on Janelle's wrist, but her own knee is bouncing. Even Kody is still now, almost too still. And Robyn,